I'm just in Broadrick. I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Paul Neville and I play guitar.
And Benny will be in here soon, or boys Benny to friends, Duke friends is not stage name, but better name than Benny. And he's a bass player, he'll be in soon. And we'll show you our drum machine is on stage.
Where were you for the first couple of shows? Lemore's?
Lemore's, I didn't make it to the stage because I only played.
Paul plays on the side to a street cleaner. So, but now recently Paul plays on all the new material should be writing, but I mean, I've seen him in the States for quite a while. So. But at Lemore's, I mean, we knew, I mean, we'd been one song into the set, we knew Paul wouldn't be playing because it sucked so bad. We just thought, I mean, we left after halfway through the third song, so just, this is like Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, it was gross. So, but I mean, well, the second one didn't even happen at all because the drum machine took it to memory in a way.
So you don't play on all the tracks live?
No, not on any of the, not any song. I mean, like live recording stuff's only comes from the side to a street cleaner.
Today.
Today, so the other stuff we've got the reason why it isn't we're not playing new songs is it's all based on sample technology and stuff. We don't have it with us.
We couldn't really, yeah, there's no point in coming to the States and doing our new material, which isn't, they're just about to come out in England. Because I mean, Strickland's only just come out in the States, really, right. So it's, yeah, it's important for us to do that. So we got to please the audience by playing what they know. That's cool.
So how did Godflesh start?
I was in, well, you probably know I was in Napalm Death.
Yeah.
Then I was in this band, in David.
How long were they together?
To head of David, we're pretty much still together now, but they suck all these days. But just looking back, nocturnal sleep.
Oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, you okay? Yeah, your headset.
Excuse me again.
And head of David wanted to become a bit of a more straight sort of metal band. So I thought, oh shit, I'm going to have a band and then form Godflesh, which was like sort of March 88.
So where did you get the name from?
It's the first name we actually come up with, and then we drew like a whole list after that, and then went back to Godflesh again. And that just seemed to be the logical name. I mean, we picked the name before we actually even sort of started really seriously getting music together as well, so it sort of it gave us something to live up to instantly. We knew with a name like that we had something big to go along with. We knew we wanted to make a big sound, and Godflesh just seemed to epitomise it in a literal way. It seemed to say, this is big as in band of sound.
Who writes the material?
I pretty much compose, and I write all the lyrics, I pretty much compose all the structures and the material and stuff. Everybody has their own input, but I'll regiment the whole thing just because I'm just used to writing songs that sort of work with the mention.
So how did you decide to use the drum machine?
Well, because I mean, Napalm Death I was playing guitar, but when I went to Head of David, I was playing drums. So when I formed Godflesh, I thought, oh, I want to get back to guitar again. And I want to do some singing and get back to guitar. And I thought at the same time, God, I know exactly what rhythms I wanted and shit. So I just thought, if I know exactly what rhythms I want, there's no point in getting a drummer who I'm going to dictate to. Because I've been a drummer, I know what, rhythmically I know exactly what I want to hear. So we just thought, instead of getting a drummer and trying to dictate to a drummer, we want this, we want that, which isn't fair on an individual musician. I thought, get a machine, I can program it, I can drum, so I know exactly where I'm going with the shit.
Don't have to pay him?
Yeah, we don't have to pay him, we don't have arguments with the drummer and shit, it's just...
How long does it take to write a song?
Do you mean the whole song or just the drums? Or
No, just the whole song set.
It really varies, a whole song can be stretched out over a week or so. 2 weeks maybe. Depends, it really takes a while. I have to live with riffs and live with certain parts for a little while and really tell, you know, I need to make them gel in my own brain just to see if this is really what sometimes if something sounds a bit too derivative or whatever, I can't use it. I just have to be I'm really sort of really careful when I use it riff-wise and stuff. It has to be really spot on. I mean, I'll play something, record it, put drums to it, listen to it again, and then I'll scrap it again and go back to the start and just keep working and working. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work, but I find it quite easy. You know, it's just my natural way of working, so to It's particularly hard. I think for other people to get into that sort of composing time is quite difficult.
When was the first album recorded?
That was recorded in May '88. The mini album, just Godflesh. Yeah.
And did you record the songs that are on the CD at the same time?
The extra CD tracks. Have you got the mini album too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Street Cleaner 2 and Wounds.
Right.
No, we recorded them December '89. Yeah, December '89. Yeah. Because it took a while for the mini album to actually surface on earache on a CD, so we thought when they said we were going to release it on CD, we'd put some extra tracks on it. We just went into a studio specifically to do extra tracks, and Street Cleaner 2 and Wounds seemed like a logical extension of some of the things we've been thinking about at the time, and they seemed really logical. With the mini album as well, because the mini album's quite simple and totally in your face. I thought these tracks are just a bit more liquid and really like multi-imagination. I thought it was two good sort of parallels in the music there too.
They're virtually totally technology based to extra tracks on the CD. It was all run synthesizers to computers.
Samplers and stuff, yeah. There isn't hardly any physical elements on these two extra tracks. The only physical element really is my guitar and some of my vocals, and there is some of mine and Paul's guitar floating around here and there, but they've been really manipulated. They don't cause riffs. Everything else is, on those two tracks is just real samples, just technological sort of overload and shit.
And what about the extra tracks on Street Cleaner?
Those were recorded not so long after the mini album, and they were recorded specifically to be a 12-inch EP, 4 tracks. But because we changed labels, we went to Earache at the time, it worked out that Earache bought the tracks off the other label we was on at the time, and they didn't want to release it as a 12-inch EP because they didn't think it would be viable in a few different ways, apart from financially being viable and just from the public point of view. So they just thought, we'll put them as extra tracks, we'll boost up the album, which wasn't too pleasing to us because we would have really liked to have seen them be a 12-inch EP. But in retrospect now, I think it's better that they're with extra CD tracks really, because they're not quite as strong as well, no, maybe they are, but there's such a dense, different sound. But better as extra CD tracks, I think.
How did you come about using that clip of Altered States for Street Cleaner cover?
We've just been a big fan of the movie Altered States for years and years, and never managed. I mean, visually, it's totally up the top. It's exactly what we like about things. And that just seemed for our new album at the time. We kept watching the hallucinations sort of sequences and stuff, and we saw what Ken Russell had done to like Dante's Inferno and stuff. We just thought that was amazing. Like, it just really blew us away. It sort of epitomised the sort of total hellish sort of feeling, and a real personal feeling as well. It's almost like a personal hallucination. It is a personal image as well. It's got that real hallucination sort of aspect to it. It's not on a mass level. It's more like an individualised sort of trip or some shit like that. And we just thought it was really important. Like, it just seems to be, especially being a TV visual. We take all our visuals directly from TV. We actually photograph the image on TV to give it a TV feel. It's the only way people see information these days is through TV anyway. It's just like, it seems to be the logical thing for us to do, is to just force this image.
So what do you think about being on a death metal label?
We always hoped it wasn't going to be a death metal label, but I think it is now. I think that's all. The label's been contrived as much as a real shame. It's good for us because realistically, there's probably no other label we could really be at. There is. Maybe we could be on Wax Tracks or something like that.
Do you think like a lot of the alternative people are missing out on you guys?
Hopefully
because
not.
they like seeing Earache and say, oh, that's a death metal band, because it's on Earache.
Yeah, hopefully not. But no, we were hoping it wasn't a death metal label, but maybe, I mean, from what you know. I hope we're not alienating an alternative audience, because as far as we are, in terms of these gigs, we definitely are, because we've been told a lot of the places we're playing, it's a death metal scene, it's a death metal venue or something. Not a death metal venue, it's just that's the sort of gig that happens a lot. And then we're playing there, and we've been told, like, a lot of people are into us, like 9 Inch Nails fans, Ministry fans, and all this sort of stuff, and apparently they won't come to these shows, because as far as they're concerned, it's a death metal show. But when we come back and headline next time, apparently it's going to be, we'll have a lot then, because it's like, I mean, next time we're meant to come back and headline, then after that we're hopefully going to come back to support Ministry. And those are the sort of things, that's where we should be going, I think.
Yeah.
We'd like to play more neutral venues.
Yeah.
Venues that didn't rely on being sold as any one package or another.
Because we didn't know this before this tour. We just thought Erec's been accepted on a lot of levels. From all the interviews I've done on the phone and stuff, radio interviews in the States, people be saying, oh, maybe playing a bit of contrived bill, but you know, people still come and see it because you've got Godflesh and shit. But it's true to an extent, but then again it isn't, because a lot of people are missing out. There is definitely have islanders of an audience that won't come to these. I don't know how anybody comes to a venue in this place anyway. I mean, I'd have to. I come here and tank, you know. Anyway, I'd come to this place. Frightening, I mean, before.
I have some questions about your silent partner, drum machine. Do you find it difficult creating your studio sound when you're playing that live?
Do you mean, do we find it sort of, from getting to the studio drum machine, do we find it hard trying to transfer the sound? Sound? No, not really, because the way I program the machine is, the way you hear it is actually how it's been programmed, because the sounds are on board, actually on the machine. I mean, obviously I have to do a lot of producing and shit to get it more exaggerated, but in a live situation it's even bigger. Now it should be better, but it's nothing to edit there. I'm just going to leave the edit space. Yeah, I like the 5 second edit space. But no, it's but then it's a PA permitting though usually. I mean, if the PA's just, you know, cannot handle, say, a normal drum kit, then there's no way it'll handle that drum machine usually. It's just, because the drum machine is extremely powerful, I mean, it sounds just like, I mean, that PA knows having a few problems, but we just about got it there. But in the sound tonight, we seriously questionable anyway, isn't it?
Is it difficult to program?
I think drum machines are difficult. The sort of drum machine we use is more helpful if you've got a knowledge of rhythm, if you can drum. I think that in general about drum machines, I think anybody can program a drum machine, but it's just, if you've got a knowledge of rhythm, I think you've got a serious advantage basically, because you can go anywhere. If you can play drums and program a drum machine, my God, you can make a kit sound like 6 kits. It's just, you can exaggerate things over and over, because I know what I'm doing drum-wise. I can play a rhythm on the machine, and I can sit there and listen to it and actually physically play this rhythm along, and I think, yeah, now I can do more on top. I'll try and put more of what a human could do. Sit there. There you go.
Have you had any problems with it in the store?
Yeah, the other night when we completely lost all of our memory.
How did that happen?
I really don't know. The only thing we can put it down to is obviously our drum machine's English. We use English voltage and everything. We've come over here and we had to use transformer and all this sort of stuff. And I think using a transformer, for some reason, just something screwed up bad. We turned on the machine and all it said was end. Every song we had programmed on the drum machine and finished, kaput, end of story. And that's like our mini album, Street Cleaner, and all the extra tracks on those CDs completely gone.
So what did you do?
So we had to, Jim Welsh from Combat, just like panic. I mean, we were about to go home. Basically what we did was we just took in Boston before the show. We had an afternoon show in Boston. We got up as early as we could. It was a Sunday as well. We had to wait outside the shop until it opened. We bought the brand new version of our drum machine. And I just sat here and programmed as much as I could, reprogrammed as many songs as I could before playing. Luckily enough, we got a whole set together. And the gig went fine, so we're pretty safe with it.
Do you change your set around much?
Not on this tour. Not since the memories go.
Yeah.
We would do normally. I mean, I've got to find more time to write some more songs with it. Just to rewrite a few of the tracks again, just so we've got a bit more of a choice. At the moment, we've got 5 songs we're trying to do every night. But that's a 45-minute set anyway, because some of our songs are so long. So.
What about them songs, Love is Like the Dog from Hell?
Loves a Dog from Harlem.
In My Own Light.
Yeah.
How old are they?
They were actually, before recording a lot of the recent stuff, which is like the stuff we've done just before coming on tour, which is all my new records ready to come out soon. Those were the last stuff we actually recorded about a year and a bit ago. Well, a bit longer, probably about a year and a half ago. But that's about the last stuff we recorded.
And they're on that pathological content.
Yeah. They're some of our favourite tracks. I mean, Loves a Dog from Hell's one of my personal favourites. And all of the whole band really is one of my real personal favourites. We recorded them just specifically for pathological, mainly because becoming quite inclusive of the set more, especially those that don't come out because it's just live. It's as far as we can probably push it sometimes.
On one of your shirts you put it saying, death to false metal. Why'd you do that?
That was just a complete sort of piss take of the fact that we was on a death metal label. And it was just a band like Man of War, like the way we took it from Man of War because their slogan is death to false metal. We thought it was really amusing. So it's good because it's a real paradox because we're so much not a metal band that to have a slogan like death to false metal on the back of our shirts is just like totally in everybody's face. Really. You see kids who are into alternative music will be like, what the fuck? Kids who are into metal will be like, this is an insult, you know what I mean? It's just, we just wanted to upset a few people really, but we haven't done it. We haven't really upset anyone with it, so we've discarded it recently.
So what is your new material like?
We've recently, as we were saying, we've recently got a whole heap more technology in with the new material. So it's layered, it's a lot more layers in the sound. It's a bigger sound as well. And it's a lot more demanding on the listener because there's a lot more to listen to. Whereas before you could just go with the general drive of it. And still the general drive is there, but there's so much more liquid shit, and there's so much more solid stuff as well. There's an awful lot to listen to now. It's a very demanding sound. I think this is in our favour. I think it's going to do us a lot of favours. I think we're going to go even more to this alternative audience. And I think the death metal audience we want to stay at the same level, which could be cool really, because we don't really want to play to just a total death metal audience. That's a nightmare for them. Because these people, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't want to, I'm not, the death metal, the stereotype death metal listener is too dumbass for us to really play to. I don't want to really, insult death metalers because, I like death metal. I play death metal bands, death metal label. So I mean, but it's just that some audiences leave a lot to be desired in the sort of intellectual ranks. So they think it's just something to bang your head off and fucking brick walls or something. Whereas our music's meant to just, make it think.
So when is that coming out?
Well, we've actually got 3 EPs which are about to come out in England over the next month and a half. But we have, hopefully, during this tour, we'll have our single out in Sub Pop in the States, which is 2 new songs, and it's a double A song, or something like that. It's just a 7-inch Sub Pop releasing in the States, and Earache releasing it on 12-inch, and CD single in Europe. That's called Slave Man. That should be out in the States over the next 4 weeks, hopefully, which could be cool. It'll be out in England over the next week. And then to follow this, we've got the Slave State EP, which is 4 brand new tracks, which is just coming out in Earache, exclusively on 12-inch CD single. And then there's the dance mixes of that EP as well, which is totally remix versions of the songs where we've sampled all our own riffs and just done what we've just manipulated it, cut it up into pieces and reorganised songs basically out of the songs that we've actually just done normally, which is a real different angle. Combat are going to be releasing these back to back in the States, so you can get it all on just one album apparently. That's cool. The new album, Pure, which is called entitled Pure, won't be surfacing until about October.
What's that title?
It's how we see Godflesh in a way, I think. As pure. It's how we like to see a lot of things and how we look at a lot of things. And how I like to, when I get off on something, I see it as being really pure or something to be straight. There's a lot of other angles to it as well, but they'll be more relevant when the album comes out.